Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Wakakadash. Next, double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who rule well, and peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect. This is your brother Dawud from the Men of Valor campaign, Greenville, South Carolina, coming back with another video in sincerity and in truth, and Lord willing, it can be edifying. I want to bring out this article real quick. This isn't meant to be a long, extensive lesson, but this is, you know, more icing on the cake, so to speak. All right, more economic blows to America's society. All right, to this economy, and overall the coming destruction of this damn wicked ass kingdom. All right, so from ZeroHedge.com it says trains could literally stop running in the U.S. 1 week from now. All right, and we're gonna get into it. I've done videos on the trucking industry and how these diesel fuel shortages and stuff coming about could cripple the trucking industry, which is equivalent to like the bloodline of of a body, so to speak. If these trucks stop, America stops. Well, same thing with these trains. They carry a lot of natural materials and whatnot, raw materials, all right, throughout the United States as well. And they're talking about if these stop as well, it could affect gas being transported and all that, man. So this place is it's just more and more evidence that this place is not going to be healed, man. And this gets us excited. But let's read a little bit of this. It says, did you know that an absolutely crippling national railroad strike could potentially start on July 18th? If this actually happens, the historic supply chain crisis that we are experiencing right now will rapidly become far worse. Each year, trains in the United States transport approximately 1.7 billion tons of raw materials and finished goods to their ultimate destinations. If that suddenly stops happening, our economy goes into the toilet, circling the drain, right? It says, I realize that may sound a bit crude, but that is the reality of what we are potentially facing. So we better hope that national rail carriers and the unions representing the workers can come to an agreement before next Monday. Railroad freight traffic across the United States could come to a screeching halt July 18th if progress isn't made on the labor contract between national rail carriers and their unions. So they're talking about strikes. You've been seeing these different pilots, taking the initiative and striking, and a lot of flights being delayed. Well, this same thing could happen with the railroad industry, and they're talking about it could bring shit to a halt, man, because they carry a lot of raw materials, as we mentioned, and they said finished goods. Them and the truckers kind of go hand in hand. It says union officials stressed they do not want to go on strike, but argue they are being forced to consider the option in a bid to get better benefits, wages, and staffing. We aren't just talking about partial paralysis of rail traffic. This would be a nationwide strike, and the entire system would suddenly be frozen. Check that out, man. How about that for your precious America? It says at the moment, the two sides are in a cooling off period, but the cooling off period will be over at 12 a.m. on July 18th, 12:01 a.m. Two sides were forced into a 30-day cooling off period after failing to reach an agreement while working through the National uh, Mediation Board. The cooling off period prevents unions from striking on railroads from locking out the workers while they continue to negotiate. That cooling off period ends at midnight at July 18th, and a coalition of unions could choose to go on a strike at that point, said Sheet Metal Air Rail Transportation Union President Jeremy Ferguson. At this point, it appears that there will be a strike unless Joe Biden uses his power to intervene. And what is Biden doing? He's just sending a bunch of money to Ukraine. Meanwhile, America's crumbling, right under everybody's noses. It says, and that is precisely what the U.S. Chamber of Commerce is asking him to do. The U.S. Chamber of Commerce is calling on President Joe Biden to help resolve a dispute between the country's Class 1 railroads and 12 rail unions to avert a possible rail strike beginning July 18th. And in the letter sent to the White House on Wednesday, so this is big, man. It says in a letter sent to the White House on Wednesday, U.S. Chamber President Suzanne Clark warned that the decision last month by the National Mediation Board to release the railroads and union from mediation and begin a 30-day cooling-off period presents a new challenge to the U.S. business community, which is already navigating a difficult environment. Unless the administration acts, either party is free to exercise self-help options, including a strike beginning at 12:01 a.m. on July 18th when the 30-day cooling-off period ends. One way or another, this labor dispute will eventually be resolved. So, and a lot of this shit through the spirit be set up, man. All right, but that just shows that the ways of America, Babylon the Great, the latter end of it is being made manifest, all right, of corruption. All right, these damn people, these business owners, they don't really give a fuck about you. We're all pretty much debt slaves, man, and we have to work for a living. They set up the 5-day work week, 40-hour work week and whatnot. You're at home, you're at work more than you're at home. It was a damn rat race, and people are waking up to that, and they fed up with the shit, man. It says, let's hope that it's sooner rather than later. It says, but the truth is that our planet is ultimately facing long-term economic problems that are far more severe than any sort of temporary supply chain disruptions. It has been said that the energy is the economy, and it takes a tremendous amount of energy to power the standard of living that we are enjoying today. And with each passing year, the size of the global population continues to go up. In fact, the UN just announced that the population of the world will hit 8 billion in 2022. The world's population will reach 8 billion in November, United Nations researchers said Monday, marking a milestone moment even as the global growth rate continues a long-term slowdown. The Earth's 8 billionth inhabitant will be born on November 15th, according to the UN's latest World Population Prospects 2022 report released to mark World Population Day. And man, most of these people were born in vain. It says, meanwhile, the amount of energy that we are producing has started to decline. As the Chris Martinson has pointed out, 2018 may have actually been the year when we hit peak oil. It all comes down to the moment of oil that it all comes down to the amount of oil that's available because oil is the king of all energy sources. And it's, I'm gonna stop right there, but it's ironic that you have this going on, and speaking about oil and the oil not being able to be transported with other raw materials if they go on strike, because the union is going against these different railroad companies and whatnot. And you also have, America, who put a bunch of sanctions on Russia. We're not receiving Russian oil when they're the number 2 exporter of oil in the world. The Saudis, who we buy oil from as well, it's coming out that they're actually buying oil from Russia as well, but by way of Egypt. So this place is through, man. All right, this gas, hey, make no mistake about it. This gas is gonna fucking run dry soon, man. All right, might see gas prices easing. They removed the gas tax and all that, but that don't mean shit, man. Like the scripture say, when they shall say peace and safety, then sudden destruction cometh upon them. So be on the lookout for that. Don't think you're in the damn clear just because you see a couple damn 20 cents coming off the gallon. All right, gas is still gonna shoot up, and there's just gonna overall be no gas at all. And even if you got an electric car, these semi trucks, these big ass diesel trucks, all right, they're not gonna have any gas to get you to any get your food to you, get your gas to you. These damn railroads, if they start running, man, they're not gonna be able to transport these raw materials. Man, as brothers always say, America is circling the damn drain, man. Circling the drain. I just got one scripture I want to bring out. In Jeremiah chapter 51, it says, verse 6, it says, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her recompense. Right, we're in the time where the Lord is about to judge this bitch, man. All right, this place is going to get the same judgment as Sodom and Gomorrah. But this time it's going to be fire and brimstone by way of thermonuclear missiles that are going to be shot from the four corners of the earth. All the nations are going to shoot their ICBMs on this place. You know, it says, verse 7, Babylon had been a golden cup in the Lord's hands that made all the earth drunken. Right, America served this purpose. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain. If so be, she may be healed. Right, the Lord is being facetious right here. Because there is no way Babylon can be healed. Babylon is not ever going to go to that lofty estate that it once had. It's waning in power. It's waning in military presence. Right? It's waning in it's covering cast over all the people, so to speak. People are waking up and seeing this place is just bullshit, man. That whole American dream shit is dead. It says, verse 8, finishing off, it says, Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her? Take balm for her pain. If so be, she may be healed. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go everyone into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven and is lifted up even to the sky. So this place is not going to be, it's not going to go back to how it used to be. All right. The Lord has pretty much did his thing here in America. It served its purpose. And now the latter end is the destruction. All right. The economic breakdown. Of course, we also know that they're trying to bring about their new currency, their new system. All right. That NWO. And introduce that charagma. All right, so, this has been a systematic breakdown that the Lord has been putting the spirit on these damn devils to do, to fulfill his will. And we see it, coming to pass, and we always bring it out. So, I just want to share that information. Lord willing, it was edifying. I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh, Bahashem, Wakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who rule well, and peace, love, salutations to the hopeful elect. Till next time, Shalom.